Yo, people, welcome back to the channel. And it's the first Chelsea talk show in a while we're gonna have. But with me, I got Matt. How are you, bro?
All good, man. All good. Obviously, we're in a bad situation at Chelsea right now, and we're going to discuss it today. We've got some good news as obviously Chelsea fans looking at Enzo Fernandez, but we're going to discuss it. Is it even the right answer to kind of progress the team? I mean, we'll discuss it all today. So make sure everyone likes the stream as well. And let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. But I think there's only one place to start, and that is Enzo Fernandez. Of course, it's basically almost a done deal. So last night, Di Marzio came out and said Enzo Fernandez is very close to signing for Chelsea. The last details now is on the payment terms over 127 million euro deal, which is to be paid in installments. The Blues are going to pay the 127 million euro fee for Enzo Fernandez in three installments, around 140 million each. Then it came out that Enzo Fernandez is going to sign a contract until June 2020, not June 2028. And then River Plate, of course, where he came from, are entitled to 25% of the transfer. And Benfica have to settle 80 million euro that remains to be paid from achieved add-ons to River Plate. So they're getting some good money, River Plate too, and Benfica too. Let's not get that. But for me, this is we needed the defensive midfielder so long now. Jorginho has been filling in there. He's not really the defensive midfielder all once, but Zakaria has also been good. He's also not really a defensive midfielder, more just a traditional number 8, because you can't say he's a more attacking midfielder, because his attacking game is not really well rounded. And we saw that him losing a few times the ball versus Bournemouth, etc. But I think this is the right signing, especially if you look Benfica with the Nunes signing. Of course, it came out that Benfica really they knew he wasn't that good, so they let him go for at 80 mil. They were like, and you see, they really want Enzo to stay. That's why they asked 100 mil, 150 almost, and that just shows how good of a quality player he is. And we all know Benfica, they are doing very well in the Champions League. They got PSG next, and I think I'm really hoping the signing is pulled off, and that this works. Just when saying Enzo is attacking, not a DM. We'll check where he plays for Benfica in some of the matches. It also has come out that he has missed training a few times. So yeah, I'm just gonna check in the league that where he plays. If he plays.
Well, he is again. We don't.
He's in a double pivot, so
Yeah, so the
yes.
thing is, he is. We call him more of a central midfield. Unfortunately, we don't. There's no such thing as a traditional DM. The only last traditional centre defensive mid on a higher in a big team is kind of Declan Rice. But we all know Declan Rice is unfortunately he's rubbish, so we can't go for him. So Enzo's the second best. And the thing is, we don't play with a solid one DM. We play with a double pivot like Zakaria. Zakaria is a central midfielder as well, but however, he plays that role where he can bring the ball deep and bring it up. he still has the defensive qualities. You look at someone like Kovacic. Kovacic isn't really a DM. He's a central midfielder. However, he's more on the attacking side because he doesn't
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
defensive qualities. So Enzo Fernandez is we can classify as somewhat of a defensive midfielder because he has the defensive qualities. But again, the person next to him as well will have to have that same value. Like you're not going to play like a Mount next to him or Loftus-Cheek, someone who's not like an 8 or a 10. You're going to play someone who's a central midfielder, and that second guy who will be next to him is someone like a Kovacic or someone like a Zakaria. So it's a balanced midfield that we have, and obviously we do play with
yeah.
that double.
Do you think maybe Jorginho's time is over if we sign Enzo?
I think he should leave. I think Jorginho is. I think he's been highly disrespected at this club. I think the best thing for him to do is leave. Don't think we really deserve him. And yeah, I think it's coming to an end as well. I think it's time to definitely move him on. But when we're moving Jorginho on by giving contracts to Kante, it worries me. Like getting rid of
Yeah, yeah,
Jorginho, yeah, we're kind of phasing out these old guys to get new guys. But giving a contract to Kante is what I'm more worried about because I think Jorginho's gone. I think if we get in Enzo, it does replace Jorginho, and I said I'm fine with that. But I can't look at it the same if Kante is still here, another guy who's on so much money despite playing. At least Jorginho wakes up on Monday and starts to train and then play on Tuesday. Kante doesn't even come to training half the time because he's just injured. So I think, unfortunately, I think it is Jorginho's time. I think he's definitely going to leave on a high note. But I think that's it for him. I think it's the best move. I'm obviously, I'm a big Jorginho fan. I think he's done great for this club, and I think the best thing to do for him is to move on to Napoli and finish his career there or wherever he goes.
nah, I would agree. Like I think he Jorginho. If you resign Kante and let Jorginho go, that's a big stupid mistake from us. But as long as we can like get um just we can let him go because we all know it really doesn't work anymore with us, but he's done really well. But it doesn't really work with us because sometimes he gets just bullied. That is due to nobody next to him that's strong and solidified. That's a big thing. But now he has done really great for us. Um, we just when I'm gonna get onto your James comment, I will start that. We'll get onto Reece James. But so let's say Jorginho goes down in the summer alongside Kante. Then we got Kovacic. He's rumored to go. Oh, there's some some people in the Chelsea fan base saying he's not been up to the his standards. We should let him go. We can't. I'm not
I think we
against
can't
it.
get rid of someone like Kovacic. I think Kovacic is way too important for us at the moment. I don't think he.
Yeah,
I don't think honestly. I don't think Kovacic really deeply wants to stay. I think he wants to leave, but unfortunately he can't. And I wouldn't get rid of him. Definitely not now. Once we're getting rid of Jorginho, and I think coming with that midfield, it will take a bit of time. And I think coming with Enzo is a great move. I think Enzo's a great player who's someone who has great talent, but I think the price is very, very high. And all I would say is that are we willing to pay that amount? Are we willing to risk that 120 million? Because all transfers are risk, yes, but we've had a lot of dodgy transfers in the last year, 2 years. Like none of our big signings have worked out. We signed Havertz, flopped. We signed Lukaku, he flopped. Like we paid this big money for these players recently, and they haven't worked out. So to break the record, are we willing? And does Potter? Not 99% sure. Is he 100% sure that he can get the best out of someone like Enzo Fernandez? Because
yeah,
Havertz has great talent. It's just that he wasn't executed correctly at Chelsea. Lampard couldn't do it. Tuchel couldn't do it, and Potter couldn't do it because I think the league's too hard for him. But coming like Enzo Fernandez, is Potter 100% sure that he can get the best out of this guy's ability? Because if you get the best out of Enzo Fernandez's ability, he will become a world-class midfielder. It's just that executing it is the hard part. And can we do that? I'm not sure. And that's why I think we are taking that risk to get it because I think they do know.
yeah. Uh, for me, I think Kovacic is not been the best. We need him when he's on form, but I'm going to come on to Reece James. He's in that same bracket as Reece James and Kante. they're so injury prone. Do we rather sell them and make that decision? They're too injury prone. We won't help ourselves. Oh, they're big players. But Rashim says, I don't know. I would rather keep Kante than Jorginho. I don't think so, bro. Kante's injured half of the time. How many games has he played even this season? Like what?
No, 3, 4. Thing is, Kante. I think he's faded. I think people think that we rely on him. I don't. I think probably since the UCL, we haven't really had a game where we go, oh, if Kante was here, we would need him. I think, yes, he's a absolutely fantastic player, but I wouldn't keep him. Like, he's just too injury prone. Like, he'll play 2 3 games and
Yeah,
he's gone. Like, we know he's talent, we know his skills, but why would we take that risk of keeping him on 200K a week, give him an extension, to then him play even less game than he does? Because his injuries is not going to get any better. They're going to get worse.
yeah, definitely. Um, we'll get on to our sorry, some of the comments. Is Edson Alvarez sitting defensive midfielder like Potter? If that's the case, I will go all out to sign him. Um, I haven't really seen Edson Alvarez or
I think Edison
Randy Potter.
Alvarez is someone who's a good he's a good option, but he's not really a good player. It's someone I think I haven't watched him since I saw him. He wasn't even in the Mexico lineup half the time, and that worried me. And I think same with Rice. He has that positioning, but he's just not a good player. But our backup is someone like McAllister. That's what I'm hearing. But I don't think we will have a problem with Enzo Fernandez. I think we are looking like we are going to pay it.
Yeah, no, I think he's gonna sign. Did you see him versus Tottenham? He was yeah, but that's what last season, or do you mean this season? No, I think you mean last
We
season.
need. I think this season when we had Tuchel, but has he? Even, I don't think he's even played a game under Potter, guys.
Yeah,
That's
no,
must
he
forget.
hasn't played a
He
game
hasn't even
on the
played a game
pot.
under Potter. Potter's been here for 4 months, so like, and he had a whole month off with no friends. So like, I don't know. For me, it's not his playing style; it's his availability. Like we can sit here and go,
Yeah,
you can sit here and you can convince me as much as you want as how he affects the team. But my thing is, how can he affect the team if he doesn't even play? And I don't think he will play. He's just too injury prone. That's why I said I would sell him, get the best money we can for him because his contract ends in June. I think we can get at least 30 mil for him. Someone will definitely buy him, and maybe he should succeed there. But I think this league
maybe
is just too
even
wide for him.
Conte,
Well,
maybe old player. Conte likes
Tottenham.
his old players.
Oh, Conte. Maybe I think someone like maybe France like a Lille will pick him up or someone like a small club. Maybe a Newcastle might even. They've been looking at some of our experienced midfielders, but again, I just don't think he's fit for this league. I think this league's just too fast for him. He's gotten old, and I think clock's ticking on his age. Like it's we know what happens to these players, and I don't
Yeah,
know why
his
we want to
legs are
keep
gone.
him who
His
just
legs are
doesn't
gone.
play.
But speaking on a French league, shout out to Ross the Boss Barkley, scoring an absolute worldie outside the box into the top corner. For I
When
think
Bark,
for Lille or some team in the
oh,
French
is
league.
he actually? Is he finally? I mean, Barkley when he
Yeah,
scores
he
goals,
scored.
he scores once every 3 months, and he scores a good goal once every 3 months. That's it. So remember he did the same just before he left, but
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, same. But while we're on this injury prone thing, um, Rhys James, Rhys James, you all know how crucial it is, but he's just as injury prone. He's almost missed a year in the space of 2.5 years. He's been almost a year out. Do we cut out
uh,
ties with Rhys James because he's so injury prone?
yeah, I mean he's very injury prone. I think what I said last season that I would just go get anyone on the market to kind of sit with these James when we knew this problem. But now I'm looking at it like I think we should get someone to actually compete for that third spot for James, like a Hakimi, like someone who's at that high level because I don't want to rely on these players anymore. Like we all respect James, we know what James can do, but it's the same thing with Conte. Like, yeah, we know what they can do, and they start whenever they're fit. But the thing is, when are they fit? And if James doesn't take that surgery this year, I'm sorry, but I think we need to start looking at other options because he's going to consistently get injured. It's a knee injury. We've seen it before with players, right? We've seen that they'll consistently get injured week in, week out. Then it's not going to get better. The best thing to do is possibly go down with that surgery route, recover, take 6 months off, and then we can kind of get a smaller replacement, like Walker Peters or Dumfries. But I think honestly now, if he's not going to get that surgery and he's not going to be fit for the next 6 to 7 months, let's go for someone like Hakimi, someone who can match that rate. But obviously, it's very hard to get someone like that. So the next best option for me is just to get absolutely anyone. Like, I don't really care who comes in. James Walker Peters, great option for me. You can go to Dumfries, some guy from Qatar, like whoever it is, just go grab someone who can come and sit his position because Aspilicueta is done. He's been done for 2 years already. People are finally waking up to it. He's done.
Yeah.
He needs to be shipped off. That's the first guy that needs to be shipped off. He needs to go. And I hope he goes to someone we bring someone in because I can't believe we signed him, man. He's horrible, man. He's horrible, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
obviously he's a legend to the club, but unfortunately the truth is he's not a good player anymore.
Yeah, definitely. Potter is too scared to drop the older players like SB. If he plays SB on Thursday, we will get it 4 or 5 now. I'll get on to the City game and the games approaching. But yeah. So I will share you quickly Reece James's injury record and who because it's a mess. So in the 1920 season, ankle injury, out for 112 days. I might just calculate this.
Which one?
100
112 days. Well, it's 3 months.
then another ankle injury, later into 7 days out, missed 2 games. Then a bruise in that same season. What's that? No, go back. Then a bruise, 14 days out. Missed 3 games. Then a knock that was just in. I think that was in the international break or somewhere. Then another ankle injury that was 14 days, missed 4 games. Then a thigh muscle strain last the season before last season, 25 days out. Out. That's 5 Chelsea games. Hamstring injury, 49 days out. Out 11 days. And then we had fitness injury. He caught 10 days out, missed 2 Chelsea games. Muscle injury again, 18 days out. 7 days out of a hamstring injury. Then a knee injury picked up, of course, against Milan, 60 days out. Plus this knee injury it's gonna keep him either 3 to 4 weeks. They're saying,
Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah,
but
Feb.
transfer market has it as 6 weeks. So I will just make it 21 days, 3 weeks. That's 344 days. He's been out in the space of 2.5 years.
That's a year in 19, 20, 21, 22 in about 4 years. He's been out for a whole year, so he's only played 3 years in football in 4 years, which
Yeah.
it's not good. And that's the thing. I mean, the way to fix this, I'm not sure. Will he go down as one of the best players to then get injured? Like, I'm not sure. Like, the way we fix this is to get a backup. The way we fix this is to get a backup, and I think that's the most important thing to do first. Get a backup. Go get Walker Peters. Just get someone who can play in that position. That's all I'm saying. Get someone who can play in that position. Then we can maybe focus maybe on a bigger right back when maybe if he's gone for a long time. But let's hope not. But just get a backup. Go get Walker Peters, Dumfries. If you want, flash the cash on Hakimi. Just get someone. We need it.
Yeah, we need it, definitely. I'm gonna put up a poll: should we sell Rich James as he is so injury prone?
I
Then
don't
you
think we
guys.
should sell Rich James. Definitely not. I don't think we should sell him, but I think we should get a rotational play for him. But I
Yeah,
don't think we're at that stage we sell him.
yeah, I would agree, but future answer. Um, we got the Monaco guy, but isn't he a centre back or is he a left back that can play
No,
also right?
he's just right, but he's a centre back. That's the problem. Why are we targeting these guys? We don't like. Yeah, all right, we need a centre back, but we don't really need a centre back. Like we need a right back. and we need a solid right back right now. I mean, yeah, that guy's a good player and whatever, but do we really need him right now? No. Yeah, great, we got him, but make sure you still get your other targets as well. And that right back spot needs to be filled first because Aspi cannot play there. He absolutely cannot.
Yeah. The doctor told Potter not to play him. What did he do? Play him?
Yeah, there was that mix up there, and that's the thing. That's another thing that if it's on Potter for starting him when Doctor told him not to, is another thing that Potter just doesn't know what he is doing. He's a lost cause, and I'm not gonna sit here and slay Potter's name because I don't know if it's true, but whoever said for him not to play and whoever approved him to play needs to be looked at because we've had that issue so many times where players will come on next game they get injured. We've seen that with Kante, we've seen that with Chilwell, we saw that with Reece. We consistently see this. And is this a manager thing or is this a doctor thing? I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm just making the point. He's so injury prone. He's in that same bracket as Kante. Like, 4 years, he's played 3 years of those 4 years. That's how mad it is. He's only played. So, yeah, and he's missed almost about, I would say, almost 40 Chelsea games. That's a whole season gone. So yeah, be up CFC OG, be up the Undertake FC, CFC for joining. Keep 3 votes for keep, yeah, definitely keep. And if we look at potential right backs in the transfer market, I'll get that screen up. No. But right backs, do we go for Prem proven one? Or
At this point, whoever there is, I think if we're going for improvement, has to be a Walker Peters. 15 mil, 20 mil, Southampton relegating team. He'll want to leave. They want to sell him. Just get someone who someone who can play that position. Honestly, just someone who can play that position. A right wing back. It's not difficult. I don't think Chelsea fans are too picky on who we get. If we get Dumfries, okay. We get Walker Peters, okay. Whoever it is, we're not going to be picky. We just need someone to come in.
Yeah. I'll quickly pull up the screen. So, Akimi and Rich James is those. Trent will not get him. Cancelo will not get him. Benjamin Pavard from Bayern Munich.
It's too hard to get. It's a bit too difficult to get.
40 million.
I think someone who's easily who wants to leave, someone who is not gonna haggle a big price, and that's someone like will be Southampton. Someone who don't haggle the player will definitely want to come to Chelsea. The club wouldn't mind making it. A couple. Obviously Southampton they grow their players. Wouldn't mind making a couple $1 million on him and win-win. But I think someone like Pavard, Hakimi, yeah, they're great players, but it's just gonna be so hard to get. And are we willing to kind of get someone who's so hard to get? I think right now we just need someone.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just gonna check contracts and the contracts. They're doing. I want to see contracts ending. But so James Justin, is he an option or is he also too injury prone?
James Justin.
Yeah, James Justin from Leicester City.
Yeah, Leicester. Nah. Oh, I haven't heard that name in years. I'm not sure how he kind of plays anymore.
And yeah, Kyle Walker Peters, most likely. Maybe getting Tino Livramento back.
Nah, he just tore an ACL. I think I think his career's done. His career's gone. So I think that's gonna come back.
That's gutting. Rich James is the best right back.
Yeah, I think Gusto, if I'm not mistaken, is that the guy that I've been hearing lately? Marlo Gusto. I'm not too sure if that's him, but I heard yeah, it is. This is the guy I've been hearing. I heard him, and I heard another guy, Pedro Porro. These two, and that's what Hashi put in the chat. I've been hearing Pedro Porro. No idea how he plays. He plays right back. He's 23. Get him in. Just get him in. Gastor from Lyon. Don't know how he plays. Never watched him. Just get him in. We just need someone who can just play that position. And great, if we get a young guy who can develop in that spot, even better. So just get someone who knows how to play that position, and that's all I'm saying. It's not gonna be. It shouldn't be a hard signing. Right back, because we know we've got our number one right back. We know he's there. We just need someone who's willing to be a secondary and someone who's willing to grow in that position. Someone like a Malo Gusto or Pedro Porro, someone who's from another league, who's quite young, who would want to develop in that spot and then compete with James, is someone like that. And that's who we need, So, and that'll be easy to get. 15 mil for Pedro Porro, 20 mil for Gusto. It's not going to be big 80, 90 mil. So if they don't turn out well, we don't take a loss. And that's the thing that Chelsea needs to start doing more. We need to start paying low prices for players who have potential. I see us starting to do that, which is great. We got that Fofana guy. We've got that that guy from Monaco. I don't know his name. Badashili. So hopefully we can do that with our right back position. So let's just get someone in.
Malukas to Pedro Porro. Yeah, he plays for Sporting. 25 mil. Amir Jore, don't know him. Juranovic, yeah, we're linked to him.
Oh yeah, that Croatian guy that was playing good in the World Cup. Again, I don't really get it. Comes in, just come in. We just need someone who's probably ideally be young to come in.
Tyrick Lamptey is also too injury prone.
He's like 5'2".
Yeah, we need to get him in. Who would we sell? I was maybe thinking Ziyech.
No, that won't. I think
it
has to be
against Forest. Go back 3, start Ziyech.
Has to be Aspie. Because we don't have anyone even in the academy, I think, to come in. So we play back 4. Maybe Chalobah plays there. We play back 4.
No, please no.
I wouldn't mind
to start, please.
We have to talk about Koulibaly. I think is a player who's just joined. I saw him. He did a great pass. And the thing is, unfortunately, we have these players like the Disney character Mickey Mount, who's horrible. Mason Mount, the worst Chelsea player in history, who wants to shoot instead of passing. Koulibaly got that great ball in from halfway, but it gets unrecognized because Mickey Mount decides to shoot from the corner flag. The guy's embarrassing. But Koulibaly for me is someone who gets under the radar. I don't think he's done that bad as people think. I think he's done okay, but unfortunately, it was another bad signing where we assumed this guy will come and be this top class player. We thought he'll be better than Rudiger, but I don't think he's leveled that expectation. I think he was just too old. I said I never minded Koulibaly, but I think Koundé was that answer. Didn't get him, no worries. But I think Koulibaly has it in him still. I think he still has that drive to definitely progress in this league. And I think he hasn't done that bad. I think we're kind of I'm gonna say overreacting, but I think we're not really looking at it that well. Maybe we're comparing him at Napoli, where he was definitely much better. But maybe this new guy, Badashili, can maybe kind of fill in the gap. So maybe the back 3 is the best thing for him. I don't know, but I don't think he's done that bad.
Yeah. I would also. I just think he's like that Tuchel son. He wanted to play for Tuchel, not Potter.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's where obviously Todd Boehly got it wrong. Todd Boehly comes in, flip flop, doesn't know what he's doing, sacks Tuchel, who just signed $300 million worth of players, and all those players we now everyone wants to sell. Like our personnel we choose, I don't know who picked it, but I assume they were Tuchel players. Koulibaly is a Tuchel player, Aubameyang is a Tuchel player. All the players are Tuchel players, and then for Boehly to come in and sack him to get a yes man, Zachary is not a Potter signing. Number one, Aubameyang's not a Potter. Sterling's like everyone's flopped except for obviously Cucurella's done decent, right? So I don't know, but unfortunately, yeah, we're at that point where I think that $300 million we signed last summer went absolutely down the drain, and that's Bowie's fault. Bowie has to pay the consequence and then spend another $300 million this January, and then we'll have to do it again next August when we get another manager. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. Be up yourself, Mason. Be up yourself, bro. Overcome for the check. Yeah, let's not talk on Aubameyang. Yeah, keep hitting that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So we touch on injuries, Rhys James. Um, Now let's talk about the attack. Um, I don't want to ask who should go. I rather ask who should stay. I think that's a better
Yeah.
question. Who should stay? Aubameyang. He might leave in the summer. Havertz. He's a
No.
sticky one. He's a sticky one. Pulisic. Please no. Please no.
I think Pulisic is the one that I think we need to give a shot to. I said Pulisic is one who I would keep for. I wanted to keep him for 6 more months in August, but he hasn't played. He needs to consist. I will put him on that pitch for 1 month, from the starting now to the end of January. Start him every single game. He plays as shit. You sum next and just play him every single game consistently because since he's joined, the only run he had was that lockdown run. That's the only run he had as well. Now I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's going to magically come better, but I'm saying he should be given a shot because that absolute rat Mickey Mount got 4 years and he still hasn't even improved himself. 4 years and he hasn't improved himself. This guy needs Mount's the first one who needs to leave. Havertz needs to leave. Ziyech, I think, is done. I think Ziyech had something there. Again, Ziyech is another player who has great talent. We just didn't execute it properly. Same with Havertz. Havertz had great talent. We just didn't execute it properly. But Havertz and Ziyech need to go. Batman needs to go. Broja, I think we should sell Broja. I think his career's done now. But obviously you can't sell him because he's got an ACL. But I don't know what's going to happen with him now. So the only attackers I will keep are Pulisic, Fofana, and Sterling. I'll give Sterling to the end of the season, maybe even next season, because I still think there's something in him. I never really wanted Sterling. I said he was a finished player, but I still think maybe there is something in him. And we've given all these other players 4 years. Why not give at least Sterling 1 year? I mean, he still is 30. He's still be young. Someone like Aubameyang, who's 33, I wouldn't mind keeping Aubameyang. If it was to be Fofana, Aubameyang kind of rotation switching. That's not the worst. But I think the main attackers for me who need to leave is Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. They're the two ones that need to leave for this club to progress because they are supposedly what I've been told is generational. They turn up week in out. They're supposed to be this gold generation, the glue to our team. I've been told that. But what I see week in, week out is nothing but bums. I see B class players, C class players. I see this horrible performance, but I see Mason Mount can't make a 4 meter pass. And that's when I see our expectations have dropped as a club. These fans who hype him up are the reason for why our club is in this mess because they think these players are going to do shit, but they're not. So the best thing to do for Mason Mount and Kai Havertz is to sell him. So our no, mate, he ain't, mate. That minerals word. He is nowhere near, mate. He's the English Willian. I've said it multiple times. Mason Mount is the English Willian. It's actually disrespectful to compare Willian to Mount. I think if we're going to compare anyone to Mount, right, I wouldn't even compare him to any Chelsea player. Pedro was better than Mount, right? We know Hazard was better than Mount. We know Willian was better than Mount. These guys are way better than Mount. Mount is a horrible player. At best, he's a squad player, but we can't keep him as a squad player because he's poster boy. He needs to start week in, week out. When I tell you, Nkunku comes in, right, are you going to tell me Mount somehow makes it on this pitch? If Nkunku comes, how does Mount make it? But somehow Chelsea fans still say Mount starts. How does Mount start in front of Nkunku? That's where Nkunku plays in Mount's position. So that doesn't make sense to me. It's just you just use their logic against him. It doesn't make sense. So for me, the best thing to do is get him out. Sell him to Liverpool. I don't care if he becomes Liverpool's best player and wins the Ballon d'Or. I would not care.
They need someone to complement Darwin Noodles to be like Darwin Noodles.
Great. We'll sell him for 20 mil. They can take him for 20 mil. Sell him anywhere. I think he's finished. He hasn't progressed since the best season was him under Frank Lampard. The best season was him under Frank Lampard. And he somehow gotten older but gotten worse. It doesn't make sense to me. Like he had that UCL run, decent, average, but last season he was fucking horrendous. And this season he's been even worse. So to see this player and our standards drop for him is embarrassing as a Chelsea as a fan. We need to see someone come and get goals and assists. No, he hasn't scored since September, November. So just get him out, man. Like I'm just so frustrated with this guy.
He scored against Bournemouth.
Oh, sorry. How could I forget relegating Bournemouth? Yeah, sorry, I forgot relegating Bournemouth.
He only scores against the relegated sides. Remember that's a trick against Norwich 7-0.
Yeah, Norwich. He scored against Norwich and Watford. He scored 3 against Norwich, 2 against Watford, and the rest. He hasn't scored in the top 6 since the UCL. But the Prem, his conversion rate for goals and assists is like 10%. So he doesn't score against the top 6. He barely shows up. He's a ghost. He's Mickey Mouse, the ghost. That's what I call him because he's an absolute ghost. He's a rat. He's from Disneyland. He's rubbish. Just get rid of him. I'm just so frustrated on this guy. He needs to go. The day he leaves. I tell you this. The day I have respect for any Chelsea manager is the day he has the balls to get rid of Mason Mount, because the day he gets rid of Mason Mount is the day he realizes, he wakes up and he realizes Mason Mount's a shit player. I'm going to take charge. That's why I want someone like a Mikel Arteta, someone who stands up and gets rid of his players despite the fans liking him. The fans love Pepe, but he stood up and the board loved Pepe, but he stood up. He said, get him out of my club. That's what I want Graham Potter to do. Graham Potter needs to stand up and get these bums out of our club so he can succeed. Because if he doesn't get rid of Mason Mount, he's not going to succeed. I'll tell you right now.
Put SP's name up alongside Mount. On that comment. A Tottenham fan asked me, would we do a manager shop? I said, yeah, not. I don't know, maybe because Bode is gonna back any manager that comes in. Maybe Conte with money.
Here's the thing: if we're gonna sack Tuchel, we should have sacked him now because Luis Enrique is a free agent. Like, that's someone I know who will come in and he will have people might not like him, but he has a plan. He knows what he wants. He'll get rid of all these bums like Mason Mount. He'll get rid of them and he'll get these hard players, these players who want to play, these fighters, these warriors. Like, look at the Spain squad. He had the balls to drop De Gea and Ramos. And he went against the fans. He went on his own will. Maybe it worked out for them. Maybe with them they wouldn't have got that far. Who knows? But
the thing is, you're saying get rid of Mason Mount, but you were the first to go. It's how good it is if you scored a few in a row.
I know that if that's directed at me, I've hated this guy since 2019. He's done nothing. He hasn't. The only run he had was back when we played AC Milan, and I said to everyone, when he scored AC Milan, he scored against someone before that. He had that little run, that 1 month run. I said, don't get hyped. He's still garbage, and I got criticized. I said, no, Mason Mount's here. Mason Mount's back. I got criticized. 3 weeks later, he didn't even touch the ball. He had like 9 touches that game. So I'm the only one who's kept consistent about Mason Mount. If Mason Mount scores 6 goals against City tomorrow, I would still say sell him because he's not consistent. He's not consistent. He'll have that 1 game run and he'll piss off again. Back to the ghost land he goes. He's a ghost. Hello? There? Internet cut out? Chat, can you hear me? Okay, I think Hanno has disconnected. Full chat squad has played. Don't blame one player. Well, I'm not blaming just Mount. I'm blaming Mount, Havertz. Those two are the worst players. There's the fitness attack. They're garbage. With Havertz and Mount gone, AFC Talk Show TV, that makes room for other players to come back in. Oh, Hannah's back.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, Mason Mount stopped my Wi-Fi. So
Mason Mount, mate, brown envelopes. They're trying to silence you.
Yeah, but again, in the Bournemouth review I did, I said that's the best Mount has played in a long time. If he can play like that week in, week out, we have the best player. One of the best players. If he plays like that against Bournemouth.
The thing is, he didn't even play that good. He scored a goal, but I didn't see him the rest of the game. And I think, all right, if people say he had a good game, which I think he had still an average-ass game, if you think he had a good game, how much have our standards dropped? If I say, close your ears, and I say, this guy is supposed to be a generational talent, he's supposed to be the glue to our team, shouldn't he be turning up fantastically week in, week out? He has 1 good game a month, and that's an average game. Because that's the minute, he should rock up and score a goal. That's his job. Not score 10 out of 10 times, but at least 1 or 2 every 10 times. At least have a shot on target. Look at Nottingham. He was horrendous against Nottingham. Absolutely a relegating team.
I didn't see the game.
Lucky you didn't see the game.
I was even focusing the first half, and that apparently that was our best half in the game, but
You're
I
lucky
don't
you didn't
know.
watch it because I don't think he made a straight pass. I was half asleep as well, and I don't think saw him make a straight pass. He is generally a rubbish player, and we have hyped him too much. And one thing Mikel Arteta said in the Amazon documentary, and I truly believe he was talking about Mason Mount. And he said this about Saka. He said Saka is a great player, but the English media and the English fans hype their own talent up because they hope for this one name player who kind of is the face of the club. And I think he was directly talking about Mason Mount. Now look at Saka. Saka is an absolute fantastic player. They don't hype him up. They didn't say he's the next Henri. They didn't say he's the next, whatever stars they have. They didn't say that. They saw it game by game. They dictated him game by game. They dictated how he plays, and they analyzed him. Now look at him. He's loved by every single fan, and he turns up week in, week out because they didn't put such a burden of performance on him. The burden of performance on Mount is so high that it's a level he can never succeed, and he will never get to that level that people say he will. And that's the Frank Lampard of the new generation. Frank Lampard. He will never get there. Never. He's finished.
Agreed, agreed. Um, Full Chelsea squad is dead. No, there's some quality players, but Zachariah, for me, we need to buy him, get him in. For me personally, I really like him. I think with Enzo, them as our double pivot, that's a strong double pivot.
Mm.
You've got the physicality. You've got Zachariah, he's got the vision. Enzo, he's also got that vision. Enzo can also go forward and have a shot. Same with Zachariah. I think they're going to that double.
I think, yeah,
Don't
no, I definitely think we should sign Zachariah as well. I think definitely. I think I said Zachariah is a better signing than getting Rice. So I definitely hope we can actually get him. I think we just need to see him a bit more consistently. And yeah,
don't just blame one player. We're not blaming one player. We make room for them. Makes room for them to turn on them.
I mean, I
I like Mount. I called him before I did YouTube. I was when he played good, and so I also say Mason Messi Mount. Mason Messi Mount is gonna score the goal. It's gonna get the assist. Eh, that's a long time ago. We stood by Saka now, young lads. That's the difference between us and Chelsea. Well,
no, you
the
didn't. You
defense
didn't
was
stick by. Yeah, but they didn't rate him as highly as Chelsea fans did. I'm not sure if you know how Chelsea fans think, but they rated Mount as the next Frank Lampard, and they set expectations higher than he can succeed. You guys didn't come out and say Saka will become the next Henri. You criticized him, but you didn't come out and you say he's gonna be the next Henri. He's gonna be our next star. He's gonna be the face of Chelsea. We made Mason Mount look like he's the next Lampard when he didn't even. He doesn't even tie Willian's boots, and we tried to label him as the next Lampard. We gave him a poster. We put him on every single social media post. We hype him up, and now he's become PR boy. Where now we have to keep him for the PR because everyone loves Mount.
yeah. Any players looking for a move to Premier look at Chelsea and think, maybe I shouldn't go there. No UCL. No, if you don't get top four, no Europe, Europa League, even Conference League seems a bit long for use. I
Where,
still
where
think,
where was Arsenal 2 years ago? Where was Arsenal? You guys, where was Arsenal 2 years ago? The exact same
yeah,
spot. Players will definitely still join Chelsea. We have their name. Unlike Arsenal, who was shit for 5 years, will only be bad for half a season, one season max. We'll come back, and this season's not done yet. Look at Liverpool; they're losing week in, week out. Spurs are losing week in, week out. So a player's gonna not join them because they're losing too. I mean, I think we can definitely come back. I don't think we'll make top four, but I definitely think we can definitely make maybe the top six, maybe Europa. And as I said, if we will have one season off to then create an even bigger team than Arsenal had. Because Arsenal, I'm sorry, they're not going to win the league.
there's 22 games to go. I don't know. But if they bottom the league, it's gonna be so funny.
Yeah, sure, will, yeah.
Because no team has actually lost the league title from this position they are in now. 43 points. and not drop the top, and you lose the title. Oh my days! But City were only 2 points off where they were last season this time. So, um, but that's the thing. Chelsea fans compare him to Frank Lampard because he can shoot from long range. He can dribble past players. I think I haven't seen that much this season. Yeah, no, we're not gonna talk about it. Beer Club Arsenal lols. You guys only been about since 2005. How old are you, lad? You probably only seen a few.
I mean, obviously they made that excuse, but you don't need to be. You could be 14 and Google's free. Like you can search it up. And yeah, obviously there's the comparison who's bigger, Arsenal, Chelsea. But you cannot speak to me when you've never won a UCL. I'm sorry. You can never ever speak to me if you've never won a Champions League, a European Cup, Europe Cup. That a club's defined on how big. Real Madrid's the biggest club in the world, not because they have La Ligas, but they have 14 UCLs. That's why they're the biggest clubs in the world. If you take away those 14 UCLs, you think that like look at Benfica. They have too many Portuguese titles. You think they're the biggest club in the world? You think they're the biggest club, right? No, they're nowhere near it. But Chelsea are considered one of the biggest clubs because we have a UCL, we have a European trophy. Arsenal are big, but only in the Prem. But worldwide, if you say someone who's from Hungary, yeah, someone from Hungary is going to say Chelsea's bigger because they won a European Cup. Look at me, I'm not from UK. If you're from England, yeah, maybe because you're just in your little UK bubble. But you look at the European side of it, they're not going to think Arsenal's a big club.
Uh, you
No
guys
worries,
will
buddy. Any time, anyway, you know where to find me. There's the at. I've had way too many debates with people. It's it's a consistent basis for me.
I don't have such a Arsenal favorite. I
I think
just don't.
Arsenal will get that. I don't know. I think Arsenal will get that injury hitting him. I mean, I hope they do. Honestly.
uh, we'll get you on after. I'm just going to go through some other comments and talk. Um, yeah. We need to get the right back. We said talk about that. This comments: if Potter gets sacked, we will need Jose or Simeone in. Potentially, definitely. May, maybe a Simeone because he's gonna kick up that dressing room. He's gonna kick it up.
I think Simone's a one-sided coach. I think I love him, but I think he's just too angry, And I think for me, Potter is a guy who's just too soft. There's no in between, and I think an in between, Jose, unfortunately, I don't think he has that in him anymore. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I'll give someone fresh. I think Luis Enrique is that man if he was supposed to go now. I wouldn't sack Potter because I mean I'm not Potter out because I've never been Potter in the first place. Potter hasn't even convinced me why he should be staying at this club yet. So I can't be Potter out. But if Potter gets sacked tomorrow, I wouldn't give two shits. But I wouldn't get rid of him because I think there's bigger problems to be had. I think we
Yeah.
should be trusting the director of footballs and the scouts on who to get. I don't think we should be trusting this manager because I don't think Potter really knows what he wants. But if Potter backs the player, let's get him, no worries. But I'm not convinced of Potter whatsoever. I never was. Stepped in. I'll say one more time. I don't think Potter's the problem. I think there's bigger problems to fix. But once we come to fixing those other problems, we need to look at Potter and say, is he really the right guy? And I will say right now, I don't think he is. But there's still time to change my mind. Definitely there is.
On that, Chelsea fans, I get you of being Potter out. Chelsea fans that were Potter in and now saying Potter needs to go is rubbish and everything. I'm gonna call out a few now. Eunice, Miss, all them lots. Let's end those just on the Twitter. Say, let's back Potter. This is gonna be a process, in a process. Let's back him. Now they're saying, is Potter the right guy? Is Potter the right guy? You lot knew he wasn't gonna be the right guy. So why? Because we all knew this is going to take long. We might go through ups and downs, but we need to. And I don't think Chelsea fans would care if if we do like lose him. So yeah. Give me 15 minutes. Yeah, cool, cool, cool.
The thing is, I'll
I'll,
say this now. So I said Potter. Potter's. We sacked the better manager. We sacked Tuchel. Tuchel was our manager. He was the better manager. But if we were ever going to sack him, we should have waited for Luis Enrique. Waited for the World Cup to end to snatch on someone. And Potter, I think signing Potter was a mistake. And I don't have, as I said, I can't be Potter. I'm not Potter out because I was never Potter in the first place. He hasn't proven to me why he deserves to stay at this club, right? So trust this process that everyone says is the biggest bunch of waffle because how can I trust the process when the same fucking players are still here? And I'm sick of it when everyone says it's trust the process, trust the process. How can I trust it when Mason Mount will start next Monday? When Aspilicueta will start next week? I can't trust no process. For Potter to sit here and tell me that there's a process, I need to see Reece James go get surgery. I need to see these players leave. And I need to see players to come in who the manager wants, or they come in and they make an impact. Because this process isn't just about splashing money. The main type of process is getting out of players. You knock down a house to rebuild it. That's a process, right? But we haven't even started knocking down the house. We're already buying new furniture for the house we don't even have. So we need to get rid
yeah,
of players
yeah,
to then start this process. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. I agree on that. But he's too scared to drop the other place like SB. Place SB on Thursday, we will get beat 4 or 5. No, definitely, I agree on that. Um, but yeah, I said this to an other Chelsea fan. Grant Potter ball has to be strong and tell Bolly that SB isn't for Chelsea no more, and it needs to be replaced. Yeah, definitely. So that's all the other comments. Bowley has to get a right wing back, Enter Fernandez and attackers. Doesn't matter how many, I just want new energy. Now, are we going to, so for the future of Chelsea, are we going to do buy and then sell or sell, buy like that? Right? And we look now, right wing back, Enter Fernandez. Uh, and then attackers wise, who are we going to sign? Liao looks like he's going to extend his contract. Anyone else there? But first question: are we going to move? Buy sell or buy then sell or buy sell buy?
Firstly, you need to just sell. Sell Mason Mount, sell Havertz. Don't even need to replace him. Wouldn't care. Because I'm saying, for me to trust the process, right? Trusting a process is meaning we're willing to take 6 months off to not win any trophies and to not kind of succeed, right? So I'm willing to to get rid of these players so they get off our contract so I can use our younger players like the Chukwuemeka, we can go use Fofana more, and then we can start to make signings coming, August. And I'll give you an example, right? I'll sell. So say I'll sell Havertz, Mount, Aspie, Loftus-Cheek, Gallagher in this window. Yeah, that's 5 players, right? I'll only bring in a right wing back player to replace Aspie. Wouldn't even get a midfield back up for Gallagher. I'll just use Chukwuemeka. Don't even need to. Loftus-Cheek, same thing. We can use, Cascado. We can use our new boys we got in. And I'll only get one attacker to replace Havertz. But that's it. 4 players come in, 6 leave. So it's not, people realize we have a lot of dead wood that we need to just sell our players first. Our players, our players are so detrimental to us. Players, people don't realize. I'd rather use 15-year-old kids than fucking play Mount. That's how bad we are. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I agree. Wait, you're going to sell the man who won you the champ, bro. That's 2 seasons ago. So
When people say that, I know that they're just either small brain mentality or the small club mentality. Like you, can't, oh my god, I can't believe I have to explain this to someone. They scored a goal. Batshuayi won us the Premier League. Where is he now? Do I have to have any sentimental values to him? Just let go. They scored one goal for us, and I tell you right now, these players did not win us the Champions League. It was our manager, because Frank Lampard got
Thomas
nothing with these players, and Thomas Tuchel came in and won us the Champions League because he signed. Oh, sorry, he didn't sign. He made these players that he didn't sign come as a collective to win the league. Sorry, the Champions League. So I don't give any props to these players. I give it all to the manager. Right. So to have these sentimental values about a player is horrendous. Win us the Champions League. Well, Batshuayi won us the league, and now he's gone. Like it's just a repeat of this. That's why I said I think winning the Champions League was one of the worst things to do to Chelsea fans, because it leveled our expectations where we thought these players were good enough to be a consistent type of for week in week out when they weren't.
Yeah. Okay. Just inside it. So we clear out, do a clear out this summer, and even in Jan, do a clear out, and then buy.
Yeah, I said do a clear out, buy a couple now, but mainly just do a clear out. Clear everyone out. Mendy, Mendy, oh, God. Mendy, Aspie, just get him out, man. Just get him out. Like obviously we'll save on wages, and we can use players who have potential. We can use our youngsters who can at least prove more than what these other guys have, because these guys are done. Like, we know they're finished. Mason Mount's finished. He's not going to progress. I'd rather use someone from the academy who I know can progress.
Yeah. I think we have touched on everything. Todd Bowley, full-time Todd Bowley.
Well, when he joined, I was very happy. I think when he signed the Bamiyang and that kind of time, I was very happy because I think he was very underrated. But once he stuck Tuchel, I realized that he was a flip flop and he had no idea what he was doing. And then signing someone like Potter, I realized, yeah, this guy's just a flip flop, and he didn't know what he was doing once he came in. So then he just randomly picked his niche, and his niche was to develop young players. He bought, Casido, Chukwuemeka, to look fancy. Oh, look, we're buying these small young players, to progress them. But I really don't think he has an idea what he was doing. Now, maybe he's figuring it out. Maybe he's doing a bit better now. He's kind of adapting. But I will never, ever forgive him for what he did by sacking Tuchel, giving him 300 million and then sacking him. That was probably the worst thing an owner's ever done. But I still have trust in Bowie. Definitely still have trust in Bowie for now.
Yeah, agree. Do we trust Potter? Do we back Potter, or do we?
Well, I'm gonna back Potter. As I said, I can't be Potter out because I was never Pottering, and he is the manager. He's wearing the badge, so I will back him like I backed every other player until they either stop playing well for a consistent amount of time or they become good. So I will definitely back him, and he doesn't. I wouldn't say doesn't have a long time to show. I think he has until September. If we come to September, and as I said, no, sorry, I was starting. For me, the results doesn't matter for Potter. Right now, the result doesn't matter. I will judge Potter on how he reacts to these results. We lose 4-0 in the City, I won't care, right? But if he doesn't take any changes to this, if he doesn't sell any players, that's when I'll judge Potter. I'll repeat it again. I'm not going to judge Potter on the results that we take and the results we encounter. However, I'm going to judge Potter on the way he reacts to the result. Does he sell the players? Does he realize, okay, these players are finished. I need to get players who I want. Come August, September, then I'm going to judge him on the results. But for now, I'm only going to judge him on how he reacts to the results and how he takes action to the results.
Yeah. Of all the managers we were linked with, I wanted Potter. So I think definitely. I still back him, and I will still believe in him and want him to succeed. But I think the first priority thing before clearing out the squad and getting people in is he needs to get that connection. He needs to build a connection with us. Because if he gets sacked tomorrow, we won't feel anything. We really won't feel anything because there's not this connection. So he needs to build that connection with us. But should we do a quick preview for the City game? First question: are you going to stay up to watch it?
I'm gonna wake
I
up
know
early. It's a 7 a.m. game, so I'll wake up early for Unfortunately, yeah.
you wake up early. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Mason, I see you backstage if you're ready. Just give
He's
me
got
a
10 minutes to talk. I'll have to go in 10 minutes. So he's got 10 minutes to prove to me why he should be discussing with me.
Okay. But quick preview for the City game. What lineup are we going to go with?
Kepa and whoever. I don't care who else. Kepa and that's it. Kepa
Yep.
and put anyone you want. I don't care. As I said, I'm judging Potter on how he reacts to the results. Potter can do whatever he wants. I'm not going to judge him on the results. I'm going to judge him on how he reacts to it. If he starts Mason Mount, start Mason Mount. But if he consistently starts Mason Mount when we're losing 5-0, 6-0, Mason Mount can't make a complete pass, right? That's when I'm really upset. You know. Actually, let me put this in a perspective where it's unbiased because people think I'm very biased. Okay, if Zed doesn't score 4 or 5 goals, if Zed doesn't, give me any pass, if Zed doesn't complete a pass, make a tackle, then Potter needs to think, I need to start dropping these players, despite who it is. Take away the name, look at the player. Take away the flag, look at the player. Just look at who's playing that shirt and realize this guy's not good enough, he needs to go. That's all I gotta say to Potter, man.
Yeah.
Okay, who starts?
Okay, you ready? Ready, Mason? Okay. Gonna add it.
Hello, lads.
Hello.
Seems a little bit depressed on here today, you two.
Of course, man.
What's going on? Chelsea Football Club, big Chelsea. What's going on?
Yeah, to take W's, you got to take some L's as well. So,
well, trust me, hey, don't even ask me about that. I'm a gooner, bro. I know about it.
Yeah, I know. You guys have
W's
6 years.
take 6 years
of L's. You guys have
well.
6 years.
Yeah,
you guys had 6 years of L's. We're gonna have probably half a season. If you have,
I don't think we've had 60 years of L's, mate. I think you might need to get your facts right, bro.
It's been about 6 years.
Remember us having
felt
60
like
years of L's. Do you mean Tottenham? Because they're the other side.
I mean, Tottenham's always been shit. This is one thing Chelsea fans and Arsenal fans can agree on.
We ain't that long, mate. Because I was alive when we won a league title, so I don't think I was in my 60s. Let me tell you that. But yeah, as you were saying, the biggest club. Who's the biggest club? Who's the big club?
Chelsea's a bigger club than Arsenal.
Chelsea ain't a bigger club than Arsenal, bro. I can tell you a fact. You can go anywhere. You can even go to bloody Qatar, and you can see that Arsenal fans are everywhere. Everywhere, brother.
Chelsea fans are also everywhere.
Chelsea fans are everywhere as well.
I don't care if I saw someone in Willy Wonka's factory wearing an Arsenal kit. I'm not going to claim that they're a bigger club than Arsenal.
It's a movie, my guy. I think you need to.
No, it's a real factory. I don't know if you know, but anyway. The point is, Arsenal, they do have a lot of now fake fans upcoming. But,
fake fans are coming.
The thing is, we determine big clubs on trophies.
How old are you, my guy?
On money.
How old
26.
26. Huh?
26.
36.
20.
26. Oh, wow. I was going to say 36. You don't look 36.
Yeah,
26. Yeah, fair play. Still, you should know that, Arsenal are bigger than fucking Chelsea, despite all the shit you guys have done. You've done all right.
Okay, well, I'll give it to you now. Obviously, yeah, you're bigger now.
But no. We've been bigger since you guys even were about. Since Abramovich come back in 2005. How long?
What European
Have
trophy?
you been a Chelsea fan? So you're 26, yeah?
When last did you win France?
So you've probably been a Chelsea fan since your Russian owner come in charge.
Wait, how long have you been an Arsenal fan for?
You've seen loads of titles bought and that.
You didn't answer my question.
How
long have you been Arsenal fans,
guys? Because it's a big stage for you, yeah.
Answer the questions.
What was the question? Sorry.
How long have you been an Arsenal fan for?
All my life, bro. All my life. Since the
moment. In all your life, have you seen your team hold a European trophy?
No, because I wasn't born when we won a European trophy.
Mason, do you know this year means
Champions League?
20 years since you won the Prem.
Hold on a minute. So how long have you been a Chelsea fan for? Since the
20 years. It's probably 20 years, yeah.
So literally since 2005, is that what you're saying?
2003.
2003. So you saw a little bit of the bad sort of stuff you guys are in. God, you're in it for a hell of a shock. You are.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean,
shock when
unfortunately now at the point, we're in a bit of a downfall because of our fans as well.
What do you think about your new owner?
He's not bad. He's a bit of a flip flop.
Do you think that sacking Tuchel was the right option?
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
No,
No.
neither
He's
did
a bit
I.
of a
You know what?
flop,
When
but I
Tuchel
think
got
he
sacked,
knows
I was
back-
actually like celebrating because that's a good manager that you've got rid of. For
yeah,
what?
obviously, I know. And
You've got rid of such a
obviously
good manager for a guy who hasn't made himself known. Like, the thing is with Potter, right? Let's be real here, yeah. With Potter, he needed somewhere to go before. He needed that little step before big club, before Chelsea. Yeah, I'm calling you a big club, yeah, because you are. There's no taking that away, yeah. But what you guys needed was someone with experience, someone who can lead
Yeah.
your club, yeah. Not a manager who's now looking at Mikel Arteta's plan, and now he wants to pick off stuff of us, you know, because that's all that's all Potter's doing. Tuchel had a plan, and yeah, it weren't working for him, but he won you the Champions League, and your owner got the job and sacked him.
yeah,
Like,
I mean that's
there's big
that's
problems
why.
with Chelsea if you don't keep Potter. Let
Oh,
me tell
there
you
is.
that,
There is
lads.
big problems with Chelsea. And the thing is, that's what I'm saying. For us to fix our problems, to get rid of these players. I don't think people understand.
You guys
understand
need to
how
do what
bad our players are.
us Arsenal fans did. You know, right? This is the thing with us Arsenal fans. We had to put our faith in Mikel. Yeah, I was raging at times. Hanno can tell you that. Last season, at times, I was fuming. Yeah, but I've sort of let it go. I've let it go. I've said, you know what? We weren't expected to get Champions League last season, so hey ho, I'll let that go. Yeah. This season, on the other hand, if Mikel does not get Champions League football, I do not care because we're not expected to win the title. Manchester City are, so that ain't bothering me until next season. Yeah, I don't care, right? Because they're expected to win it. Everyone's saying Arsenal are going to slip. You know what? If we don't slip and we do win the title, that's going to be peak for everyone. But it's not expected. Manchester City's got an alien, for fuck's sake, Haaland, bro. You know, so if you guys need to really stay sort of with Potter. Don't get rid of him.
Well, the thing is, here's the difference. I think Arsenal fans have, definitely every right to say we trust the process, but I can't trust
But
a
we
manager.
didn't. But we didn't. Remember when he first come, boy? Remember this. This has only just been going well, this season.
Thing is, I won't say the word trust the process because my manager is not stepping foot like Arteta did. Arteta came in, he put his foot down, he said, I'm getting rid of Pepe. The board wanted Pepe, he said, no, I'm getting rid
Look
of
at Aubameyang as well.
Yeah, got rid of Aubameyang. He got rid of
Aubameyang
players
never
the
lost a
fans
chance.
love.
What did he do? Come to your
The
club
board
and now
wanted.
he's sitting up with his feet up, coming off the bench.
Yeah, exactly. But the point is that they took players the managers didn't want, but the fans wanted, the board wanted. Our manager doesn't know what he wants for breakfast tomorrow morning. He doesn't know what players he wants. He doesn't know who to get rid of. We're sticking with the same lineup week in, week out. That's not a manager who I want to trust the process. I said he has time to prove me wrong, but I can't be Potter out because I've never been Potter in. So he has 6 months to prove me that he can become a good manager of this club, but at the moment, he's not.
The only thing I will say is with Mikel, he was given obviously windows and that. You need to give your manager a window, boy. You've got to.
Oh yeah, so he has January.
It'll just all come crashing down. Trust me. I was the man when Unai Emery. Obviously, I backed Unai Emery until thick. Yeah, I proper backed him until obviously Xhaka told me to fuck off. Yeah, until that happened, I was backing Unai. Well, as soon as Xhaka told me to fuck off and the rest of the Arsenal fans to fuck off, that was it. Unai Emery out. Done. Finished. Lost trust. Lost the stack of the players. Didn't have the cohesion. Didn't have the squad. Cahill didn't have the mentality to go and win us stuff. Didn't have the mentality to even fucking get us through the Europa League against you lot. You know? So that just proves it. Like, you've got to stick with a manager who's actually going to lay down.
I mean, we can say that, stick with the manager, but if the manager's not taking any action to win, if he don't
have no action, and get rid of him, fair play. But you saw from Mikel when Unai Emery was there, he didn't take no action on players. He took one on Ozil, but then Xhaka, he was literally going to let the ball walk back into the club. You know?
Well, now you guys are lucky because Xhaka. Because Xhaka, like again, fans wanted Xhaka out. Mick after said, "No, I'm keeping him." Now it's for the good.
So I wanted Xhaka out. Don't get me wrong. He's pulled me around because he ain't done stupidness. Like, if he does the stupidness, I'll happily go see you later. But if he's not going to do the stupidness that he's known for, and that he's not going to do no more because he hasn't even got a red card for ages.
Yeah. I'm saying if the manager says what he wants, then what he wants. But unfortunately, the manager's not taking any action.
Do you think that your manager is probably scared because of your owner, though?
Yeah, he is. I mean, Graham Potter's not
That's
a
what I
manager.
think. He
He's a
doesn't want
yes
to be.
man.
He doesn't
That's
want
what I'm
to
saying.
be.
We should have never signed a yes man. We want to sign a manager, someone who was like a bad boy. He's not a bad boy. This guy's a yes man.
I think that he just doesn't want to get sacked because where you're at is that your previous owner used to sack managers for fun. It works for you guys because you guys won loads out of it. You won. I think 5 or 6 titles.
Yeah, won a
under
couple.
this
Yeah.
owner.
More
How
than
many
a couple,
titles have you
13.
guys won on this guy?
I think it's not 13. That was under
No.
Abramovich.
No way have you guys won 13.
What was? No, I
Premier
saw a
Leagues.
picture. Was it?
Not even
20,
Man United.
22?
Man
No,
United.
not Prem. I think you said trophies are Prems.
No, Prems, bro. That's why I said leagues.
Oh, no, I thought you
6.
said the
League
title.
titles, bro.
6 then 6. I think that's the titles.
Yeah, because we've got 3. Yeah, because we got 3.
We got
So
3 Prem
if you guys
titles.
really, who would you get in though?
What, manager or player?
Manager.
Luis Enrique.
Yeah,
Really?
Luis Enrique is the
Poor
best
guy.
choice.
Yeah,
But
don't
again,
even
I wouldn't
think-
sack.
you know what I
Potter's
wanted
not the
Origi?
answer, unfortunately.
Before, when Wenger left, that's when I wanted him.
Yeah.
I also would have took Klopp, but then he went to Liverpool after that. So we went with Unai Emery. But we should have actually ended up getting someone else in before Unai.
I got to head off as well, Hannah, anyway.
That's
So,
really
but I head off.
quick prediction for the City game.
City, I'm going to say
shout out quickly.
2-0 City. 2-0 City. I don't
Oh,
think
what? You played City?
Actually, sorry, hang on. We got Kepa in goals. I'll say 1-0 Chelsea then. We got Kepa in goals. Only player I have hope in. That's my boy, Miemo Arisabalaga. Everyone knows. So I'll say 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea. Socials, where can people find you?
What do you say?
Where can people find you on
Obviously,
on
got
social
the
media?
here. There's as ZVOII, YouTube, Twitter. You can find me. Terrace, Lewis's channels, Chelsea Fan TV, wherever there's a game on. If you want to see predictions, you come onto a Chelsea channel, you see me there. But yeah, just follow the Twitter and you can see what I update there and post. Kepa pop there. So yeah, always good to be on the channel as well. Always good. It's third, second time. We get 200 subs. Smash the like button right now, and yeah, 200 subs by end of Jan, easy.
Now we passed 300.
Oh, you passed him. Why you say road to 300? I think. How much you on now?
Oh no!
Oh, you're 311.
350.
400 till the end of Jan. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make it 5, man. Make it 5.
Make it 5. Round
End
to
of
5.
Jan, 500. MK setting down some rules now, yeah. 500 by the end of Jan. You guys know what to bloody do. This guy, yeah, I big him up always on my stories, yeah. Hanno is the man who's doing the most right now. Every flipping day I come on and I see him live. You know what I mean? So if you want content all day, every day, get at Hanno, man.
Facts.
Be up yourselves. And Mason, of course, you lot started your own channel now.
Yeah, man. Just obviously AFC Talk Show TV is my YouTube with AFC Flair. If you want me just on Instagram, then just type in MK the Don 14 for the only number 14 who should ever be a number 14, Thierry Henry. But yeah, thanks for having me, boys. Loved your YouTube content, boys. I loved your show, and big up your goddamn selves, man. It's been a pleasure.
Be up yourself, bro. And yeah, 4-0 City. I'm going to say 2-1 City.
Oh my god, you man! I'll just pretend to be one of you guys for now. I'm going 3-1 Chelsea. Wait, is it at Etihad?
Up the Chelsea.
Wait, is it at Etihad?
No.
Yeah.
Is that Etihad? Man,
No,
we're versing
no.
twice. So I think, are we playing one at
You're playing them in the FA Cup as well, aren't you?
Yeah, we played them twice.
Yeah. Sunday.
It's at Stanford. It's at Stanford, but
That's
home.
brilliant. Gotta play them.
It's at the bridge. It's at the bridge in the.
Oh, is that Bridge? Oh yeah, 2-1
Yeah.
Chelsea, man. Thomas Potter. That's what I'm gonna call him now. Thomas Potter. A mixture of Graham and
Oh,
Thomas.
Okay. But yeah, Matt's links is in the title is YouTube and inside is everything's in the description. So go follow him. Yeah, see you all in a bit. Peace.